This is the production possibilities curve, the PPC, the PPF, or the production possibilities frontier. The production possibilities curve is an excellent tool for showing scarcity, opportunity cost, and allocation of goods and services. The model is used to explain economic growth and efficiency for an economy. The PPC curve shows all the maximum output possibilities for two goods given a set of resources and other factors. These factors include labor, capital, and technology. These factors can affect the resources available.
Okay, so to understand production possibilities curve, we have to understand that resources are fixed. This means that the production of one good can only increase with a corresponding decrease in the production of the other good. The PPC is a great example to show opportunity costs, which we also need to know. For example, a country's government wants to decide on producing cars or computers. The government can produce either 40 computers and 7 cars, or it can produce 70 computers and 3 cars. The opportunity cost in this situation for producing 30 more textbooks is 4 cars.
Alright, these are 3 PPCs. In panel A, we have an economy where they can produce more food than computers. In panel B, we have an economy that can produce more computers than food. And in panel C, we have an economy that can produce food and computers equally. Alright, so all 3 of these curves are bowed out due to the law of increasing opportunity costs. Any point along these curves here represent a point that is using resources, a point where the economy is using all the resources efficiently. Any points inside the curve, such as point Q over here, the economy is not using all the resources, and any point out here, such as point J, is not possible to obtain with the current resources that the economy has available.
Game theory is a model of optimality, taking into consideration not only benefits, less costs, but also the interaction between participants. Our first example is the prisoner's dilemma. Suppose there are 2 brokers accused of fraudulent trading activities, Dave and Henry. Both Dave and Henry are being interrogated separately and do not know what the other is saying. Both brokers want to minimize the amount of time spent in jail, and here lies the dilemma. The sentence varies as follows. If Dave pleads not guilty and Henry confesses, Henry will receive a minimum sentence of 1 year, and Dave will stay in jail for a maximum sentence of 5 years. If nobody makes any implications, they will both receive a sentence of 2 years. If both decide to plead guilty and implicate their partner, they will both receive a sentence of 3 years. If Henry pleads not guilty and Dave confesses, Dave will receive a minimum sentence of 1 year, and Henry will have to stay in jail for a maximum of 5 years. Obviously, pleading guilty is the most attractive way that the other should plead not guilty, since the other sentence is only 1 year. However, if the other party also chooses to plead guilty, both will have to serve 3 years. On the other hand, if both parties plead not guilty, they just have to serve 2 years, and they'd have to serve 2 years in jail. Consequently, the risk of pleading not guilty is a 5-year sentence should the other choose to confess.
In our next example, we're going to look at some local clubs.
Alright, so as you can see here, we have game theory with Club Mead and Club Smith and Cheng's. And also their decisions to either go with DJs or live bands, and the profits associated with each. So as you can see here, if the Mead Club chooses a DJ, the Smith and Cheng's Club would want to go live band, since it would make $800 instead of the $500. If the Mead Club chose live band, the Smith and Cheng's Club would also choose live band, since it would make $400 instead of $100. This suggests a dominant strategy for the Smith and Cheng's Club in response to the Mead's Club decisions. This means that no matter what type of entertainment the Mead Club chooses, the Smith and Cheng's Club would always go with the live band, since their profits would always be higher. On the other hand, if the Smith and Cheng's Club chose DJ, the Mead Club would want to go with the live band, but if the Smith and Cheng's Club also chose live band, I meant if the Smith and Cheng's Club chose live band, the Mead band would also choose live band. So both clubs would have a dominant strategy to choose the live band. So this shows a concept of Nash equilibrium. where the optimal outcome of a game is one where no player has an incentive to deviate from his or her chosen strategy after considering an opponent's choice. Overall, an individual can receive no incremental benefit from changing actions, assuming other players remain constant in their strategies. A game may have multiple Nash equilibria or none at all. The example above we have here is an example of Nash equilibrium, since neither club has any incentive to choose DJ.